Hello everyone, this is Lye Yosh. Welcome back to Life Study Library. Today we're going to be talking about procrastination. And the traditional view of procrastination is pretty negative, It's used to label people who can't get their stuff done. It's used to label losers. But then not a lot of people know that there are actually a good type of procrastination that is actually beneficial in certain situations. Not a lot of people know that depending on what you're working, it's actually good to postpone. This form of deliberate procrastination is called active procrastination, a procrastination with purposeful meaning. But this is not to say that all type of procrastinations are good. When people usually experience procrastination, what they're doing is called the passive procrastination. This usually happens when they postpone cleaning the house or washing the dishes or doing homework or exercising. So the question is, what specific situation does it differentiate between active and passive procrastination? What type of specific activity does it make it so that you're performing an active procrastination, not passively? And the answer is when you're engaged in an activity that requires high level of creativity. Likewise, in this channel, I'm going to be talking about these interesting scientific and psychological information by implementing data from scientific studies. So if you're interested in watching this video and want to watch more of my past and my future videos, then please subscribe to my channel. That will make me very happy. And yeah, let's continue with the video. So today's study is done at the University of Wisconsin and the University of Pennsylvania, which took 415 total samples and did 3 different studies. And the researchers made the participants do a task where the scenario was about helping your peer in an assignment that required creativity, so like an essay. And the topic of the essay was about making as much money as possible in 3 hours with a $10 startup money. And the samples were tasked to think about as many ideas as possible. And in between this task, the researchers indirectly tempted the participants to procrastinate by making them watch funny YouTube videos and made it seem as if the video was also the part of the assignment to avoid, samples realizing the true objective of the study. And they tested this under 3 different conditions. A condition that had low level of procrastination with 1 video they can watch, a condition with moderate procrastination level with 4 different videos they can watch, and high procrastination condition with 8 different videos to watch. And the final essays were later rated by graduate students of a business school, so that's how they did it. So while the participants came up with the ideas for the essay, they were able to procrastinate by watching YouTube videos. Some of them were only able to watch 1, while some of them were able to watch 4, and some of them were able to watch 8. And the objective of the study was to determine which level of procrastination, low, medium, or high, which level of procrastination led to the most creative essays. And the result provided evidence that the essays of participants in the moderate procrastination condition were rated as the most creative than the other 2 conditions. So the participants who procrastinated by watching 4 YouTube videos rather than 1 or 8 had the most creative ideas for the essay assignment. And this evidence really shows that in regards to tasks that require creativity, it's important to actively let it sit and kind of forget about it for a moment, which will allow novel realizations or creative ideas to be generated. Additionally, the best amount of procrastination happened to be the Goldilocks, as procrastinating too much makes you completely forget about the task. And having too little time to procrastinate won't allow you to put a healthy momentary distance between you and that creative task. And then the second part of the study was basically a field study where they went to an actual professional organization. And this time the researchers looked at the furniture company that has many task departments like strategies, sales, design, marketing, and customer service. Because it's an actual professional business organization, if the same principle works here as well, it'll provide a tremendous supporting evidence to the hypothesis. Because it takes place in the actual professional scene, the evidence here will be more realistic and practical. So what the researchers did in this study was that they made the samples do a survey that asked how much they procrastinated at their core jobs within the company. So to people who specializes in item design, they were asked how much they procrastinated in that core job. If the sample specialized in customer service, how much they procrastinated in that field. So the samples, aka the workers, did the survey, and in addition, their direct supervisor rated how creative the samples are by doing another survey that asked whether the samples served as a good creative role model or gave like a creative but practical ideas. So the study did 2 surveys, one for the workers and one for the supervisors. The workers were asked how much they procrastinated in their jobs, and the supervisors were asked how creative they think their workers are, and how much of a creative asset they are to the company. And FYI, the survey was answered in a 7-point scale, so from 1, not at all, to 7, very much. And the result further supported the previous study, as moderate level of procrastination correlated with high creativity ratings. And as I say this, I want you to know that this isn't to say that all type of procrastination is good. This doesn't mean you can postpone every work you have right now, because that'll lead you to be passively procrastinating. This happens when you procrastinate your work when you're supposed to be doing that. For example, you're supposed to be doing dishes frequently, and you're supposed to pay taxes on a specific day. And these stuff doesn't require you to be creative. You just need to do this and get it over with. So what's important is to be able to sort out active procrastination and passive procrastination. You can immediately start on your work or procrastinate on purpose based on whether it requires you to be creative. And in this study, the participants procrastinated by watching YouTube videos, but the videos were only meant to be used for postponing the creative assignment. So I would say that how you procrastinate can totally be up to you. You just have to make sure you don't overdo it. You can easily think of stuff in order to avoid procrastinating too much. For example, you can set a timer on how long you can procrastinate, or set a specific time of the day to kind of focus on procrastinating. So you can be like, because I work nonstop from 8 to 12, I'll postpone my work and do something else until 1, stuff like that. It gets a little tricky on the other end because you do want to be procrastinating in a certain amount. When it comes to tasks that requires you to be creative, you won't be able to produce the best results by doing it nonstop. The ratio of your work time and your procrastination time has to be well balanced. So you can't, work for 4 hours and take only like a 5-minute break. And again, if the task you're doing doesn't require you to be creative, then I guess that's okay. But if you're looking for a creative result, the procrastination time has to be a good amount for you yourself. And this balance is completely up to you. So you're going to have to kind of test it out a little until you find your own balance. And one effective thing you can do is to put tasks that doesn't require you to be creative and put it between your creatively required tasks as a means of procrastination. So for me, I would be reading papers and coming up with ideas about my upcoming videos. This is a task that requires creativity. But then, as a form of procrastinating, aka taking a break, I would go wash my dishes for a while or clean my room for 30 minutes before going back to my videos. So basically, you can combine creativity required tasks and creativity unrequired tasks together to be creative but also efficient. And that's what today's study has revealed, so I suggest that you give it a try for yourself. One important point before I end is that a lot of the personal issues we face right now in the modern age can be categorized into very few things. Surprisingly, while stuff like not knowing how to fix a car or having an unhealthy diet seems like a very different issues, this can be all summed up into like 3 or 4 categories. And one of the categories is not having enough time. You feel like you don't have time to learn how to fix a car, so you don't. And you feel like you don't have time to go work out and be more healthy, so you don't. And this is a very common excuse. Everyone says that, oh, I don't have time. But you can actually create time really easily. And not in like this cult fashion with the weird self-help magic technique. But you can do this by eliminating the stuff that makes you waste time. Whether you like it or not, all of us are wasting a pretty significant amount of time, myself included. Examples include moments when you're ruminating on how terrible you are for making a mistake. Rather than kicking yourself saying, oh, I suck so much, why did I do that mistake? A simple reframing of, okay, that didn't go so well, what can I do to avoid making the same mistake again? This tweak will put you into action and get you out of wasting time by meaninglessly ruminating. And these wastes go beyond your personal environment. People go see friends and come home feeling like they wasted time by spending with meaningless people. Or because you have so much stuff in your room, you spend so much time cleaning rather than doing other important stuff or things that you enjoy. Personally, because I want to read books rather than clean my room, I would buy a Roomba so that I could read as many books and articles as possible and attain information and provide it to you guys while not having to worry about cleaning my room. It may seem like a difficult transition of mindset, but this is a crucial skill that everyone should learn. But then I also understand that this mindset transition is actually pretty hard. And if you're new to this, you probably don't have an idea of where to start. You'll probably have trouble figuring out how you can make important decisions about eliminating wastes. Whether it's about eliminating unnecessary people, garbage, or emails, you need to be extremely calm, cold, and oftentimes ruthless in order to see yourself and your lifestyle as objectively as possible. You would need a teacher, or an example to learn the skill from. Like, what kind of people are excellent examples of ruthlessly trimming stuff down? No, it's not the self-help experts. You can actually learn this technique very well from psychopaths. A traditional image of a psychopath resembles like a serial killer, like Jack the Ripper. But their actual ability is not, common cold murderers. Their actual ability is that they can stay incredibly calm under stressful situations and make ruthless decisions. They're highly skilled at separating emotion from logic, so they're able to do stuff very practically. This means that they can ruthlessly cut down people, objects, ideas, and mindsets that they think don't suit them practically. And when specifically talking about combating procrastination, there really aren't any better teachers than psychopaths. So in my future videos, I'm going to be talking about psychopathic traits, psychopathic skills that regular people can attain in order to eliminate passive procrastinations. This is because you don't want to be a bona fide psychopath. Then you're going to be the next Jack the Ripper or some serial killer, and that's not good, obviously. But you can always attain a certain portion of their traits so that it can positively benefit you, and you can stop there. It's similar to taking a good portion of alcohol or drugs and then stopping there. You do want to feel the positive emotions and have fun with your buddies, but you definitely don't want to be an addict. So that's what I'm going to introduce to you in the video that'll appear sometime in the future, so be patient and get excited for that. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. In the meantime, to make sure you don't miss out on this opportunity, please like this video and subscribe to Life Study Library so that you can watch my upcoming videos and keep up with all my future and past contents. Thank you so much for doing that. Your support is greatly appreciated. And that's it from me. This has been your host, Lye Yosh, and you've been watching Life Study Library. Please do go to my other videos and check them out. I've got many more interesting topics in my channel. Oh wait, I almost forgot about the book recommendation. Thanks for reminding me. Today's book recommendation is Simple Rules: How to Thrive in a Complex World by Donald Sull. This book, I believe, is one of the must-reads, and if someone were to point a gun at me and demanded I can read only 10 books for the rest of my life, this book will definitely be in my list. It doesn't provide any mind-blowingly important message or any novel information, but it does a really great job establishing a firm platform for the readers in order for us to make rules simple and our lives simple. What do I mean by this? One of the important claims this book makes is that the modern world is way, way, way too complicated for the human mind to properly comprehend. I mean, look at how many options you have on the TV channel. Look at how many people you're following on social media and how many posts and updates you have to look to keep up with every day. Look at how many tasks you have to do, whether that's work or domestic. Look at how many people you have to talk to just because you don't want the connection to loosen, not because that person you're talking to is important to you. You get my point. The modern world is way too complicated for your own good, and everything I've listed can be deemed unimportant and can be eliminated in exchange for more important, enjoyable events or people. This book tells you how you can successfully pick out the important things in your life and how you can snap away everything else that I honestly think is dragging you down. So this book, Simple Rules: How to Thrive in a Complex World by Donald Sull, I suggest you give it a read. The link to the book is down in my description, so go check that out. Also, right next to it is my IG account you can follow, but for now, your support of subscribing to this channel and liking this video is already a tremendous support, and I want to say thank you so much for supporting me. And next to it are some of my other videos that are related to this topic, so go check that out if you haven't already. And with that, I'm gonna go eat lunch, so peace out. Thanks for watching. This has been Life Study Library. I've been your host, Lye Yosh, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.